that there was a small Georgia town that had a church, and they had their Wednesday night prayer meeting, and their Wednesday night was a typical who's who in the hospital prayer meeting. One of the deacons decided that he was going to research their Wednesday night prayer history for the last 100 years. And he found out that in the history of the church that there had been a time when the Wednesday night prayer meeting had been as attended as the Sunday morning. And that it was a very exciting time, and the primary reason that they would meet on Wednesday night was to pray for the lost. To pray for the lost people. That specific names, specific situations were lifted up in intercessory prayer. It says during that time in the church history that the baptisms were at their record high, and that the impact on the church was one of excitement. And so he let the people know that on Wednesday night. The next Wednesday night, there was a high attendance. They spent 45 minutes in prayer for the lost, and that the word spread, and the crowds grew bigger and bigger. And 3 months later, on a Sunday morning, the wickedest guy in town came and gave his heart to God and said he had been under such conviction. And he said that Sunday after Sunday, there was rarely a Sunday that somebody did not come and get saved, and it was somebody usually that they had been praying for on Wednesday nights. You know, God is just waiting to show us something that we could theologically say, oh, this is true about God, but to experience it in life to the point of amazing us. You know, according to the Scriptures, the Lord's house is to be a house of prayer. That should define us more than anything else. And F.B. Meyer, he said this. He said, the greatest tragedy is not unanswered prayer, but unoffered prayer. And I'm afraid that's one of the greatest sins in the church. And that's why James, first thing he says is we must pray. We must pray. We need to pray about our walk with God. We need to pray about others around us. We need to pray about this campaign and our responsibility to it. We need to pray specific, faith-filled, energetic, thankful prayers. And when we do that, it'll be like God listening to a beautiful concert, a beautiful singing. It'll please his heart. And God, who is ready to respond in a moment's notice to that which is desirous to his ears, will respond. And we will see his power and strength in a way that will give us more testimony to this community than anything we could ever say or do without God.